Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager 2018 Cyclist Mode episode 59, and it is stage 4 of the Tour de France. And wow, this is the monster stage that could be absolutely devastating or could really set us up. It's a 62 kilometer, mostly flat, team time trial. Our team is amongst the favorites. BMC is definitely no slouch on time trials, so we've got a decent chance. But historically, in this game, at least for me anyway, individual time trials, I do an excellent job consistently. Team time trials are another matter. Though here recently I've definitely been able to find more out of them. For a long time, I would be the last team across the line, or nearly the last team across the line, again and again. Now, at 62 kilometers, it's going to be a little bit tricky because that's quite the distance, and that is definitely not the kind of distance to go flat out on. So it's going to be really hard to judge how hard to pull, which riders to use up. So there's going to be a lot going on tactically for this stage. Plus, we have one, two, really three hill sections. You got a kind of a double hump there. There's another couple small hills scattered about, but we've got some hills to navigate. We've got a good distance to cover. Fortunately, we still have our full team at this point. There's not very many riders out of this race yet, but there's definitely some, and that's going to have an impact. I have 8 riders. I need to get 5 across the line, so I will have 3 riders that I can use up along the way, and this is going to go pretty quickly till the start, so we'll go ahead and just stay live here and get to it. So 5 more teams before we're up. Immediately switch to the first one, and slow pause. Okay. So, we got Tarme, who's a 22. Oh, how about I do it this way? Who's at the front? Yeah, okay, so Tarme, 72, let's say 73 for today. Striani's a 76. That's going to be helpful, and apparently I have to do this manually. It's not going to do it any other way. Koenig, a 77. I'm an 81 today. Striani's a 76. Own, our sprinter, is just a 66. So he's one of the ones that we're going to use up early. I've got to decide kind of how hard to push everyone. But I will use up Owen early on this one, knowing that they're not going to get to the end. Port, a 77. Barkey, what's going on, buddy? A 62 on the time trial. And De Plus. Okay, well, there's my 3 guys that are going to be off the back. Owen, Barkey, De Plus. I'm going to use the others to get to the end. Now, tactically, we need to set this up. I don't know, a 90 is going to be good enough. I'm going to put everybody on kind of a standard time for now. Use up Owen, Barguil, and De Plus a little bit early. So we're on times 1, and we're going to get rolling here. Let's see. They're rolling through pretty quickly at the moment. Alright, judging that energy, let's see, we're going into deficit already. So I need to back off a little bit. So I'm trying to start strong and find that point where we can just about keep everyone happy, and we're not quite there right now. I think we're starting to. There we go. They're starting to level off. Yeah, starting to level off. We want to be kind of just making it. So I think I'm good on the effort level. Now I will need to adjust the time on the front, but I think early on it's really good to stagger that. And let's see how we're looking on energy in the bank. Port's doing good. Yeah, Barguil's negative, that's okay. De Plus is negative. Owen is negative. I need everybody else to stay on the positive side, and they're just about doing that right now. First time check. 34 minutes as of right now, and Cofidis actually surprisingly off the pace. Here comes that first hill. This is going to do a little bit of damage, and there's not much of a downhill at the end of this one. The second hill is much better for recovery than this first one. We're making good time as we're catching Peter Sagan's team here. And quickly. I think I'm still just a little bit too strong. Just a hair. But Sforza is about to eat our dust, so this is good as we get side by side with them. Direct Energy is on top right now, but we're just starting to get into the World Tour teams. They're attacking a little bit harder here on the descent. Sforza. Oh, don't go through the back. There you go. Alright, now that energy, yeah, we're kind of just right at that deficit mark. But like I said, I think we're good on the energy use. Another small hill here. Every time I get on the front, we definitely do some gaining. I've got to be careful on my energy use as I'm still thereabouts on having a deficit. Oh, we are past the first checkpoint, and I haven't even seen our time yet. I'll lower this by 1. We've been pushing 85. Now we're going to push 84 for the next little bit as we do finally make our way past Sforza. Okay, we are top. We are top at the first time check, or we were 2 seconds behind Lotto NL Jumbo right now, but we are well clear of everybody else. Bora, Trek, AG2R. I still think there's other teams to go. EF Education first, way off the pace. Still no sign of Sky or Movie Star, or so there's still teams out there at that first check. So I'll keep focused on the first check for now. No look to the second check until we really get an idea of where all the teams are at. I think we were the 12th team to get out there and get started. So there should be... Here's the biggest climb of the day, by the way. Once we get to the end of the second checkpoint, I'm going to reevaluate where we're at and start trying to conserve energy if need be for guys other than Aoun, Barguil, and De Plus, who I don't mind if they run out of energy, as I need 5 to get across that line for our time check. Tarame a little bit in the red, Koenig a little bit in the red, I'm a little bit in the red. Striani's kind of right there level, and Port is good to go. So we got 2 guys in the clear. Koenig is now in the clear. Tarme's in the clear. I'm the only one in the red just a little bit, but I'm going to have some time to recover here as I just finished my turn on the front. So yeah, I think we're okay on that still. Movie Star goes fastest. They are 15 seconds up. Katusha behind us. Mitchelton Scott. Bahrain. Quickstep all behind us. That's just about all the times. Groupama goes in between. Groupama FDJ, second fastest. And I think Sky is the last one to go here. And Team Sky. Wow, what a time from them. 42 seconds to the good. And I believe they were the last one. I don't think I'm missing anybody. Second check. Here we go. We're top by 2 minutes at this point over Trek. But we're just that 10th team to cross the line, and we weren't even the 10th one on the road. Sforza, 4 minutes down. Okay, how are we looking? Let's pause here for a second. Let's see. Tarme's good. Koenig's good. I'm good. Striani's good. Even Oun is good now. Port, Bargy, and Deplus are the only ones. Let's up this effort again back to an 85 here. The double climbs. Got to make sure that short recovery at the end of these two. We're going to have to keep pushing. Bora, minute 52 down as they cross the second checkpoint. There we go, short downhill. Now we're right back to uphill. Tarme just had his turn, but he's just about level after. I'm pulling us up over the top. Good timing to have Koenig and I at the front, and I'm still level, so I'm okay there. Striani he's okay. I think our guys, yeah, the 5 I need to have okay are okay. Bargy is not going to make it to the end, but right now it's looking like I might even have 7 still at the finish line. Makes me think I can push a little harder here. I'm going to go 86. Or 87. It's 5 kilometers. Lotto NL Jumbo crosses the line 58 seconds down, so we really picked up a lot of time in that second checkpoint. We were behind by 15. We're now plus 58. Let's go 89. Bargy, it might be lost. We might have lost Bargy by now. Yeah, Bargy's gone. Oh gosh, I'm going to end up off the time by a couple seconds because I crossed the line last there. Movie Star 58 seconds down, so we moved ahead of those two. Sky's the only one we still got to worry about at that second checkpoint. There's Bargy coming across later. I'm afraid that I'm going to be off by about 2 seconds from everybody else. Well, it doesn't say that I am, but it's also showing Bargy on that first time as well. So 3 minutes at the end above Trek, so we gained another minute on them there. So we'll start bouncing back and forth. I'm going to speed things up a little bit. Let's go times 4. Team Sky fastest, so we're 21 seconds down on them at the end. Second checkpoint. So now third checkpoint, Lotto, over a minute down. This could be a really good time. It looks like we're down to kind of just us and Sky at the end. Here comes all those teams rolling in. Movie Star, minute 6 down. They drop even further back. Katusha, almost 2 minutes down. Sky is fastest by 31 seconds. We are second quickest. So no stage win today, but that is still a really good time. We gained over a minute on the entire rest of the field, and we're within a half minute on Team Sky. It's a really good place to be. But I'm afraid that I'm going to be an additional second or 2 off the pace. We'll see if they actually do that to me or not. As I was not in the 5 riders crossing the line. I had just finished my turn and gone to the back of the field, so I was 6th or 7th across the line. Geraint Thomas into the race lead. Kwiatkowski pulls Stannard, and I am 5th at 43 seconds. Gegenhardt, Oss, Froome, all in the top 8. Richie Port in 10th at 1:36, my second best teammate. So I'm still definitely a team leader. I'm still in the top 5. I'm still very much in contention, and those Skyriders, that'll start sorting itself out. So we're in a good place. We're in a good place, but Sky does have an advantage now after that team time trial. Still got the best young rider by over a minute to my teammate, Oun. So it looks like I've already got that jersey wrapped up. Well, I wouldn't say wrapped up, but comfortably on my shoulders. Sky moving top of the team standings. We move up to 5th place. We were down that order a good ways. That's why we were so much earlier. Sky already had the advantage. See if I end up with the same time or if I lost a second or two more. I did. I lost three seconds, really. From the 5th rider to me, they say that was 3 seconds. Oh, no, wait. Well, the time should be on the 5th rider, not on the 1st rider that crosses the line. It's the 5th rider. There was not 3 seconds between the 5th rider and I. I was literally on their wheel. Sadly, I lose 3 seconds there. I should have had, Koenig's time, 32. I certainly hadn't fallen off the back or anything. I was just at the back of the line. That's pretty ridiculous, but okay. Oh, and look at that. 6 riders for Sky. They all get the same time. So, Geraint Thomas crosses the line in the same spot that I did. Because Koenig was beside the line. He was trailing back. Anyway, whatever. So they give him the same time. They give me less. So I should be at 40 or 41, but whatever. Oh, and it's Geraint Thomas who's in the lead too. So he should have lost. If I lost 3 seconds, he should have lost 3 seconds. So once again, the game logic, not quite there. How I'm 3 seconds off the guy's wheel in front of me. I get that I'm not going to have the exact same time, but was I 3 seconds behind him, or did I cross the line immediately after, aka 1 second? And did Geraint Thomas, who was the 6th to cross the line for Sky, how is he on the same time? Stage 5, back into the hills, though it's mostly flat, but 3 hills right at the end, and they're all a little bit punchy. Definitely can do some damage. 191 kilometers. That's where the action's going to get good, is those final 3 climbs. It could get interesting somewhere around here if the pace is high enough. So we'll come back here if it is, otherwise we'll come back for those final 3 climbs.
We've got just 1/3 of the race left to run. Now's not the time to give up watching.
65 kilometers, and we are at that point where the pace has stepped up a good bit. 13 riders in the break. Their lead is down to 2 minutes now. And as we hit this climb, we'll see, 83, not enough to keep pace here. So they are definitely starting to push it, reel those guys back in. And actually, the Breakaway group at the moment is maintaining their lead, so they're giving a pretty good effort to stay out front the distance they have. You can see a lot of blues showing up. on those stamina bars.
Appreciate the fact that there is a breakaway, given that the pack has increased its speed.
We're over the top, and we're okay. We've only gained back 10 seconds, but I think we'll get more on the flat. Go ahead and speed it up. Times 4 for the next little bit before we get to those 3 climbs. Peloton is still entirely together, 155 riders. Nobody's been left off, but we can definitely see the fatigue setting in more and more for a lot of these riders. And that's definitely setting the stage for a much smaller group finish. Definitely don't think we're in for a bunch sprint with these 3 climbs coming up, but let's get to those a bit faster. And now, here we go. 5K till the top of the first. Now the breakaway group in sight, less than a minute ahead. Less than a K to the top already, so it's very short, very punchy. 1.5K, okay. 8.8%. I guess the less than 1K, that was the breakaway group. Van Avermaet attacking. Now, normally, hills aren't my thing, but today kind of are. I've got a race day condition of +5, so I'm sitting on a +4 for my hills right now. Where's my mouse? There we go.
Well, we can see that the pack is increasing the pace. It's going to be difficult to break away now.
Breakaway group is caught. 160 riders in the peloton, so we haven't done the damage just yet, but you can see just how tired a lot of riders are, and they're starting to fall off the back while we're in a relatively flat area, so recovery not happening. Heart rates are coming down, but I'm the first one on my team to get back into a state of recovery, and we're more than halfway down the hill. Striani's gone off the back, so he's gone. But 2 short, punchy climbs to go, and then the finish. Kind of looks like the same climb looped, possibly. Category 3. You can get a little gap on that second climb, that third climb technically, the last climb. That could be just enough. Here it is. Here's the climb. Short and punchy. Short and punchy. I don't want to attack, but I don't want to get held up by that movie star rider either. Jeez. Yeah, so I don't want to attack. I just want to be near the front. Aru, Uman, Yates, Bachman. There's Bardet. Still can't quite see who's in between there. And there are splits. There are splits. It's Yates. Yates and Yates. Both Adam and Simon are in there. They are on 2 separate teams here. I don't like that I'm having to waste energy. There we go. There's an attack from... Getting ready to turn here. Oh, the peloton's caught back up. I don't have water, but it's only 7K. Not worried about that. Okay, here's the climb. And yes, it is. It's the same climb. We're hitting it again.
Into the
1K to the top. There's the top. Uman's attacking it. Yates attacking it. I wasn't worried about the points. Two 2K. Here we go. Ready? Nope, not yet. Under a K to go. And now I got to sprint. I don't have enough energy to sprint long term. Gaviria takes the win. Wow, he's still there. Caleb Ewan takes second. No surprise that he could get over that climb. Simon Yates takes third. Youngles, Carapaz, Bardet, Pinot, Van Avermaet, Sivikov. I get into 10th. That's good. Chavez, Adam Yates, Alaphilippe, Soler, Uman, Nairo Quintana. That is absolutely a who's who in the entire top 20. Zero surprises up there at all. We might have had some time gaps.
Now for the race highlights.
There certainly appears to be a time gap there, doesn't there? After about 15 or so. 4 or 5 seconds off the back, plus, the start, so maybe 15 seconds overall. Definitely surprised Gaviria was able to stay in the group, as, he's a 72 on hills. And even that seems a little high. Caleb Ewan's a 72 on hills, and that's more realistic. There's the time gap. So after Quintana, 42 seconds to Michael Matthews winning the secondary sprint. So how does that look now? Oh yeah, that opened things up a bit, didn't it? So we've got some changes. Time gaps behind. So we're already 2 minutes to DeMar. There's Yates, minute and a half down. There's Pinot, minute and a half. Quintana's a minute 15. Soler, minute 5. Chris Froome's a minute down. Gegenhardt's 44 seconds behind now. Poles 11 seconds and Kwiatkowski 11 seconds. Thomas lost time there. Okay, I am 1 second off the race lead. And this goes right back to that last stage where Thomas, 6th across the line. I was 6th across the line. I lose 3 seconds. He lost no time. Yeah. I was 1 second down. He should have been 1 second down of his group. 3 second time difference. I'd have the race lead. Actually, this is not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. 1 second down in the race overall means the pressure's still on Team Sky to do the work, to lead the peloton. And I've only got 1 second to cover. So, actually, this has been 2 really good stages for us. Oddly, I don't pick up any points, even though I was somewhere around 2nd or 3rd across the top of just about all 3 of those climbs. But not quite. Ooh, I'm in 2nd, and you want me in the top 3rd. So that's good now. You're not whining and crying when I'm in 5th or 8th or 10th or whatever. Exceptional in the youth standings, and I still gain 2 points. So apparently nothing but a stage win is going to earn me any development points. Or maybe the race lead, I don't know. Freshness only recovering to 80% today. Wow. We'll have a rest day coming up pretty soon, though. Stage 6. It's a sprint stage, so we're going to move forward right to the end of the stage. 8 kilometers left in this one. Breakaway group still just a matter of seconds ahead. We're within 15 now. We've actually had some splits here, including myself off the back momentarily, but with help from team, we were able to pull back the 25 riders or so that just 15 kilometers back pulled themselves to the front a bit. Got myself up here to the front where I want, using a little bit more energy than I'd like at this point, but it's at least keeping me in a happy place here. Use my gel now. 2 kilometers to go.
And the final sprint is off. Who's going to be the first to the line today?
There we go. Sprint is on. Could be on the back edge of the top 10 here. Nope, probably not. Out of energy before I get there. Ewan takes the win over Gaviria this time, with Kittel in third, Matthew, Sagan, Owen, Grunewagen, Marexo, or Marexco, Degenkolb, and Wout Poels, the first of the rest, with Kwiatkowski following him up. I got 26 on the stage, so no points earned today, but that's not a big deal. That's not the competition I'm in for. Gaviria seems to be all over that points jersey right now. And there definitely are some splits here, but I doubt it's going to include any contenders, as that final grouping was quite large.
And here are the key moments of the race.
Alright, so in the overall, it looks like Sky's grouping of riders are all still there. None of them lost team today, or lost time today. Again with the big whopping 2 points. Fatigue is definitely not going to be a factor here in this Tour de France. That's one thing that I have timed out really well, is no fatigue. Freshness, so a bit light, but we're going to have that day off coming soon. As we go into stage 7, 263 kilometers, and a little bit of undulation. Shouldn't do much damage, but I am definitely not built for the longest of stages. My stamina is not that high. Should be okay, especially with team support. 14 kilometers to go, and for the second stage in a row, we've got a random split here in the field. It's not wind-based or anything, just kind of out of nowhere, a gap opened up. So I'm trying to help pull to make contact again, and now back into that full group, front group. 66 riders in the peloton now, 4 riders left off the front. Make sure that I'm actually making contact here, and they just now were reeled in. Hard push here, and I have no team support at the moment. And they continue to push at the front as this mid-pack is kind of letting up. But I'm not trying to go 95, I'm just trying to make sure I stay in this group.
Riders are entering the last 5 kilometers of the stage.
43 riders are all that's left. I'm going to go ahead and use my gel now. I'm not worried about contesting the sprint. I'm worried about making sure that I don't get dropped from this group, as there very well could be some riders that have been left behind. Just 43 on the front here, and crazy pacing. This is the kind of stage that the Yates brothers would be left behind on. And you can see there's a group taken off, going for the sprint win, and I don't have any energy left to sprint, so I'm just trying to cruise in towards the finish here. Gaviria takes the win, Matthew second, Ewan, Sagan, Kittel, Degenkolb, Grunewagen, and Marexco, Kwiatkowski, Dillier, Demar, and I fit into that other group. Those 8 riders could have a few seconds on us, it's possible. No damage from that group. I mean, they're not going to go on to win this event, but they'd be doing Team Sky. Ooh, George Bennett withdrawn. They'd be doing Team Sky a favor if they steal the jersey. Kwiatkowski, Poles are definitely in this second group. Not sure if Garrett Thomas is there, though, so be interesting to see if there are any time gaps to any top riders. I can see a lot. My entire team actually ended up being left behind. The Plus further back the road by a minute and a half, just 10 spots down from where I was. In fact, I was the last one to cross of the 30, chasing the 8 that had that few second gap. And then it was a pretty big gap opening up behind us. So let's see if this does anything to the standings. Like I said, it was a long stage. And that last 15, 20 kilometers were attacked really, really hard. Somebody was really pulling in the high 90s on that one. And it did some real damage to the field there at the end. See, my tailing group here, I'm at that back end, but then there's a pretty good gap behind us. And that is a pretty good gap in front of us. I would not be surprised at all if there's 15, 20 seconds there. Normally they don't do that with the sprint. But they do here. 33 seconds. 33 seconds is the gap to those sprinters. And then I fit into the group that's 33 seconds down. They do give the group behind me same time, even though they were nowhere near me at the end. Stannard benefits from that. But no major contenders in that chase group. And then it's a minute 49 on back to the main field. So let's see. Chris Froome is in there. Geraint Thomas was in that upper group, so he's still in it. We're down to 5 Team Skyriders with myself at the front, and then a minute gap to Soler, Quintana, Pino at a minute and a half. And then, let's see, anybody else in contention anywhere around? No. Sivakov all the way down in 15th at 2:18. Chris Froome has lost that much time to where he's on the same time there. Aru's 2:20. Demoulin's 2:41 behind already. That's going to be hard for him to make up. And obviously not all of these Team Skyriders, they're not all going to be staying up there, so that group is going to thin out considerably. I'm 2:17 ahead of Sivakov now. As a team, we dropped to 9th in the standings, as I didn't have the team support there in that final grouping. And that hurt too, with everyone attacking the way they did. I'm fortunate to have made it into at least the main group crossing the line. Not a big deal that the sprinters gained a few minutes. Got at least 2 more days until we get to our first rest day. Surprised it's actually taking this long. Stage 8, another sprint one. Do have that little bit of a punchy climb just close to the end. And again, it is super long at 263 kilometers. And we'll skip forward towards the end. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if we have the same sort of action that we had at the end of this one. 40 kilometers left here in the stage, so it's a good distance still to cover. There's still a bit of uphill. We're on some of that right now. One punchy climb, about 10 kilometers before the end of the stage. So there's still plenty to happen here, and the pace has really picked up. There are a handful of riders off the back, some of those from crashes where they couldn't get back together with the group again, others because of the pace. I'm looking pretty good at this point, but after what happened in the last stage, there is plenty of action that could still potentially happen here in the final kilometers of this one. So yes, we'll speed it up here, but I anticipate that something could happen action-wise. And there's definitely some damage that has been done to the field. Remember, this is a very long stage, over 260 kilometers. And some of the damage was done right at the beginning of the stage.
Far from over.
It took 80 kilometers to establish the Breakaway group of 4 riders. So, see, sprint point and then staying ahead. Interesting. 8 riders going for that. A wound among them. And now all of a sudden those guys are 40 seconds up the road.
There are just 15 kilometers.
Make sure it's nothing but the sprinters. Good. I want Koenig to go to the front and attack this climb. See if we can't split the field up a little. If I can get him up there in time. Not sure I will. Actually, he's not even he's not even getting up there.
And off he goes. He's giving it one last go.
Here's the climb. We caught the sprinters. Breakaway group splitting up. They've still got a decent lead.
10 kilometers to the finish line.
Koenig just reset.
Those guys up front aren't going to be making too many friends today.
So it's 3 riders. They still have a minute. It's possible that they're going to hang on. They've got 7K. We're 700 meters behind. I'm not worried about it for me, as it's not going to have any impact.
The riders are entering the last 5 kilometers of the
5 kilometers, and I'm starting to slide back a little too far here. And they're about to get reeled in. Group is splitting. 2.5K to go. And here comes the initial attack. They are attacking earlier and earlier here. A lot of riders running out of energy before the end. Michael Matthews takes the win. Caleb Ewan second. Peter Sagan third. Gaviria fourth today. Kittel, Awoon, Damar, Kwiatkowski, Degenkolb, Marexko, Grunewagen. And I'm in the pack.
Waiting for the tailenders who continue to arrive.
Good 67 riders or so. And the next 66 only just behind. I don't know if they'll have all the same time or not. So don't expect any fireworks from this stage on that one. But that's now 8 stages in the books. We are past a third. The race is moving right along. And I am in just about the best spot you could possibly ask to be in. 1 second behind Geraint Thomas. And he is not the team leader. It's Kwiatkowski for Team Sky. So, at this point, a lot of things are going in my favor. I've only got 10 seconds over Kwiatkowski, so that's close. But most of the other competitors are about 2 minutes down or more. So, a lot of top 10 finishers are already well down the order, either through that team time trial or that following stage. There's been little time gaps gained here and there in places we wouldn't necessarily expect it. That can make a world of difference in a race like this. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe, and tune in next time on my Road to the Record. Bye for now.